Ian Butler has been picking up cigarette butts for 4 months on just one block in the city of San Francisco. His count to date is 3,200 cigarette butts. That is 187 butts per week. What's the big deal? These tiny pieces of litter are made of plastic and contain 165 toxic chemicals, explains the San Jose Mercury News of September 10, 2009. In a study of their toxicity, one cigarette butt was placed into a liter of water. In a very short time, the toxins had leached into the water, killing 100% of the existing sand fleas, a primary ocean food source. If ingested by animals, these same cigarette butts can cause blockages and kill by poisoning the animal over time. In fact, the California Contra Costa Times of January 16, 2010 explains that whether they're lying on the sidewalk or circling the storm drain, cigarette butts are the most widespread form of litter on Earth. Moreover, the Ocean Conservatory claims to have picked up 3.2 million cigarette butts from beaches and inland waterways in 2008 alone. When it comes to smoking, the forensic circuit enjoys their cigarettes, but we simply need to help these butts find a proper resting place, the receptacle. Therefore, we must explore the terrible difficulties associated with the destruction caused by cigarette butts by first discussing the problems, second, examine the causes, before finally uncovering some solutions to help clean up the #1 most littered item on the globe. I'd walk a mile for a camel, but not 2 feet for a trash can. The problems are twofold: the environmental impacts and an unnecessary cost. First, tossing your cigarette butts negatively impacts the environment. Unfortunately, many people do not know that butts are not, I repeat, not biodegrade. The Oregonian of April 10, 2009 explains that the filters, for example, look like cotton, but they're actually plastic filaments. Additionally, animals, particularly birds, like to eat them, and they contain hazardous ingredients that could harm aquatic organisms. The Chattanooga Times Free Press of August 23, 2009 says it best by stating that one discarded cigarette will not contaminate the environment, but the 4.5 trillion cigarette butts is going to have an extreme impact on the environment. Beyond this, the Arkansas Democrat Gazette of April 20, 2009 states that cigarette butts clog storm drains and contain carcinogens that remain in groundwater for up to 10 years. Contra Costa Times, as cited earlier, explains that these cigarette butts end up in our waterways. During the winter, storms push the butts into waterways, outstreams, rivers, lakes, and eventually many end up in the ocean. Because these cigarette butts do not biodegrade, they leak particles of mercury, arsenic, nicotine, benzene, and cadmium into the water, chemicals that are known to cause negative health effects not only to marine life but also to humans. Next, cigarette butts litters. The landscape making surrounding areas looks dirty. Oftentimes at speech and debate tournaments, coaches and students tend to toss down butts, littering not only the environment but our university or college's campus as well. For example, PR Newswire of December 21, 2009 state that the Keep America Beautiful program found that cigarette butt litter typically occurs most often at transition points, areas where a person must stop smoking before proceeding into another area. These include bus stops, entrances to stores, public buildings, and sidewalk areas outside of bars and restaurants, among others. After a speech and debate tournament, the primary buildings that are used, the ground tends to be littered with butts. Finally, a tremendous amount of money is spent to clean up these cigarette butts. The New York Times of May 19, 2009 estimates that for just the city of San Francisco, $10.7 million is spent annually to remove discarded butts from gutters, drain pipes, and sidewalks. Our college campuses must also spend a great deal to ensure that they are not littered by these butts. While Winston tastes good like a cigarette should, That doesn't mean that the taste should keep us from disposing of our cigarette butts properly. There are three primary reasons why people continue to litter their cigarette butts: a disordered mentality and a lack of receptacles. First, according to the Oregonian of April 10, 2009, generally Americans do not perceive cigarette butts as litter, even those individuals that are extremely anti-litter. A study conducted in the California by County Department of Environmental Health of San Mateo found that when asked if a cigarette butt counted as littering, respondents said no. In fact, PR Newswire of December 21, 2009 explained that research indicates that individuals who would never litter items such as beverage cans or paper packagings may not consider tossing cigarette butts on the ground littering. People think cigarette butts so tiny that they don't really think about it. Second, after the reason why individuals continue to throw cigarette butts onto the ground is because many cities, businesses, restaurants, and universities do not have enough places to dispose of cigarette butts. The aforementioned California Contra Costa Times explains that 80% of people blame this habit on a lack of ash receptacles in public places. In fact, the New York Times of May 29, 2009 pointed out that Chicago does not provide enough receptacles, like concrete planters filled with sand, and many people fear that throwing them in a trash can could ignite a fire. If there isn't a receptacle, smokers feel frustrated and will not seek one out. I think students and coaches at speech and debate tournament must follow a strict schedule. Sometimes this rushed feeling causes individuals to simply throw down cigarette butt when a receptacle is not available. Marlboro says, "Come to where the flavor is." The flavor isn't the only thing that Marlboro should be concerned with. Therefore, solutions must be offered on a governmental, industry, and personal level. First, the state governments must follow the example of Italy. According to UPI of January 22, 2010, fines as much as $700 have been instituted for smokers that litter cigarette butts on streets. We have to start implementing rules where cigarette butts should be disposed of, like batteries and appliances, so that toxic chemicals do not end up in our waterways. Second, manufacturers must consider making their products more environmentally friendly. Frank Lester, a spokesman of Renault American Inc., explained to the New York Times on May 19, 2009, said, "The industry viewed the development of biodegradable cigarette to be its holy grail, but consumers have not liked the taste of the draw of alternative filters." Cigarette companies must work harder to find a way to appease consumers, but at the same time not forsake the environment. Also, cigarette companies should consider providing pocket ashtrays to consumers as a giveaway with cigarette packs. Finally, it is easy to correct this problem. Don't throw out your cigarette butts. If you do not smoke, encourage smokers to utilize appropriate receptacles. If you are a smoker, consider getting a pocket ashtray and use it. In fact, according to the Oregonian of April 10, 2009, most Japanese carry around pocket ashtrays. Tournaments should anticipate that there are quite a few students and coaches that smoke. Take the time to set out additional receptacles outside the headquarters of tournaments. Most universities would be more willing to add extra receptacles than to have a lot of cigarette butts littering around. The forensic community should and must be part of the solution and not part of the problem. Today, we have discussed the problems, causes, and solutions regarding the issues with cigarette butt litter. In order to properly honor the planet, we need to eliminate one of the smokers' worst habits. By no means am I suggesting that you should pick up cigarette butts off the ground like Ian Butler, but we must follow his good example. If we take these steps, then we will be fulfilling the Virginia Slim slogan, "You have come a long way, baby."